If you've ever felt like selling is just this constant uphill battle, you are in exactly the right place. We're about to dive into 3 pretty powerful psychological frameworks that are going to completely change your approach and help you close deals without ever feeling pushy. But first, I want to start with a really direct question, because it gets right to the heart of a huge mistake so many of us make. I mean, think about it. Your last tough sales call. Did it feel like a debate? Were you trying to, win the conversation? Because here's the honest-to-God truth. The second you start fighting their objections, you've already lost. It's over. You've made yourself their opponent, not their partner. And that one little thing can absolutely kill a deal before it even gets going. But don't worry, there is a much better way.
Okay, so our first framework is all about making a fundamental shift in control. It's called become like smoke. And the whole idea here is to stop being this fixed target for their questions and their objections, and instead you become the one who guides the conversation.
This right here shows the power dynamic perfectly. I mean, look at it. When you're just answering questions, you're always on the defensive. It feels like you're being grilled, right? But the moment you start asking the questions, the entire thing just flips. You take control. You're not being interrogated anymore. You're the guide, leading them on a process of discovery.
So how do you actually do it? Well, it's a super simple 3-step process. First, you acknowledge what they said. Don't just blow past it. Second, you validate their concern. You let them know you hear them. And third, and this is where the magic happens, you ask a guiding question right back. You're not fighting, you're just redirecting.
Okay, so let's take a classic stall tactic. I need to think about it. The old way would be to start arguing, but the smoke method? Totally different. You acknowledge, you validate, and then you pivot with a really powerful question like this one. What are you most afraid of having happen? And boom, all of a sudden you're past that surface level BS and you're digging into the real, emotional reason they're hesitating. You've become like smoke, just slipping right past the resistance.
All right, let's get into our second framework, and I love this one because it's so incredibly counterintuitive. It's called the mismatching hack, and it's all about making your product's benefits seem absolutely enormous by making them sound kind of small. It's wild. So let's just imagine for a second that you've found a huge potential win for your prospect. Let's say your solution could save their business $60,000 a year. Now, the normal sales playbook says you should be shouting that from the rooftops, right? But the mismatching hack just flips that script completely. Instead of yelling about that 60 grand in savings, you just kind of lean back and casually say something like, a chunk of money like that probably isn't a big deal for your business. You are deliberately creating a mismatch between the obvious value and how casual you are about it. So, what do you think happens next? Their brain just can't compute the disconnect. A really motivated buyer is going to jump right in and start arguing for you. They'll say, whoa, what are you talking about? $60,000 is huge for us. That could be a new hire. And just like that, they're the ones selling themselves on the value of your solution. Brilliant.
Okay, on to our third and final framework, weaponize your process. This one is all about getting rid of one of the biggest deal killers in the game, buyer anxiety. And you do it by turning your own internal process into a seriously powerful sales tool.
See, buyers get really nervous when they can't see the road ahead. They start worrying about all the unknowns, about things going wrong, about the outcome not being what they were promised. So your job is to completely replace all of that uncertainty with a clear, predictable path to success. And the way you do that is by basically showing them the map. The second you know they're a good fit, you just lay out your simple, proven system. First, we'll do a deep discovery call to understand everything. Second, we design a custom solution just for you. Third, we handle the entire implementation. It's seamless. And finally, we focus on ongoing optimization to make sure you win. See? You're not selling a product, you're showing them a bulletproof path. And what that does is it screams expertise and reliability. It tells them, hey, this is not our first rodeo. We have a system. We've done this successfully a ton of times before, and we are going to do it again for you. It just takes fear right off the table and replaces it with pure confidence.
So we've gone through 3 really powerful frameworks: becoming smoke, the mismatching hack, and weaponizing your process. But what you might not have realized is that they all run on the exact same psychological engine. It's time to uncover the core secret that makes all of this actually work. It's a simple but really profound truth about how people work. And once you truly get this, I promise you it will change everything about how you approach selling. This is the whole secret.
They believe almost nothing that you say, but they believe absolutely everything that comes out of their own mouth. Every single framework we just talked about is built around this one idea, getting the big conclusions to come from them, not from you. I mean, think about it. Becoming Smoke uses questions so they are the ones who state the real problem. The mismatching hack makes them argue for the value. Weaponizing your process gets them to see the path and agree that it's the right one. It's all about their words, not yours.
And what this does is it completely reframes your entire role. You are not a pitcher, armed with a bunch of facts and features to just throw at someone. No, you're a guide, and you are strategically laying out a path of questions, like breadcrumbs, that lead the prospect to their own logical conclusion that, hey, they're a perfect fit and they need to buy.
So, I'll just leave you with this final thought. Take a hard look at your sales process, your scripts, your calls. Are you spending all your time pitching and defending, or are you guiding and discovering? Because the answer to that question, well, it's going to determine all of your success.